what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Unless this happens to be your very first time here, then come on and take a seat. It's so nice to meet you. My name is Abigail. I do musical reactions here on YouTube on the first take, completely blind, and I'm so happy to say that we are reacting to more NF. This is brought to you by Randy. Hello, Randy. How you doing? Thank you again for another wonderful request. This song is NF Hope. I don't know who it was in my comments recently that were like, you haven't even done Hope yet or something like that. And I don't know what that means, but I guess I am about to find out. I can't wait because this came out 2 years ago. 65 million views. It sounds a little popular, so I'm excited. Typically how we do it on this channel, guys, is that we'll watch the video twice together. The first watch will have stops and pauses just so I can give you my thoughts and commentary as I hear these incredible lyrics. I'm sure they're going to be incredible. But the second watch, we will watch the entire thing nonstop all the way through. I'll be taking notes and then we'll talk about it after. Depending on what happens on the upload, I know what's going to happen on the upload. We're not going to be able to watch this nonstop on YouTube anyway. It just never goes through with enough. So fear not, we're going to put this up on Patreon where you not only get early access to my reactions, but you also get to watch without the fast forwarding, without any watermarks. So should you choose to check out my Patreon page, I do truly appreciate the support. Thank you so very, very much in advance. I have a feeling this is going to be a movie. Basically, all of the videos that I'm watching before he drops something new on the 14th of November, they're all videos, and all of his videos are pretty much movies. So, there's three aspects to NF that I try to focus on all three in one go, and it's usually overwhelming. The lyricism, the visuals, and the instrumentation. Of all of them, usually it's the instrumentation that is my favorite, but the visuals with NF are always a blast as well. And the lyrics, they're all incredible is what I'm trying to say. So the first go, I'm gonna try and focus mainly on the lyricism. The second go, I'm gonna look at the video all wide-eyed, I'm sure, and listen to the instrumentation as well. So without further ado, I will go ahead and put these on here. Hope is the track we're listening to. 1.1 million likes, amazing. I will go ahead and bring up the video here and let's dive into Hope. Here we go.
Hope, yeah, I'm on my way, I'm coming. Don't
Eerie.
lose faith in me.
This sounds familiar.
I know you've been waiting. I know you've been praying for my soul.
It's like a movie. I feel like we're watching the introduction to a movie that I'm watching in a theater by what I'm hearing. Not only that, but we're getting into the video. I see he's in all white. He's just drifting along by himself. I'm on my way. I'm coming. Don't lose faith in me. Who's he talking to? I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if he was talking directly to himself. Or maybe to us, to the fans that have been watching him. I don't know. His tone so far, very somber, yet there's almost a sense of urgency in his voice too, and it's maybe because I'm coupling this by what I'm seeing on the big screen over here if you're watching me look this way, because he's stranded by himself here. But the way that he keeps also repeating hope might be the mission statement of this video, considering that's the title as well. So let's keep going, a little bit more.
30 years you've been dragging your feet, telling me I'm the reason we're stagnant.
It sounds familiar, I've heard this.
30 years you've been claiming you're honest and promising progress. Well, where is it at? I don't want you to feel like a failure. I know this hurts, but I gave you your chance to deliver. Now it's my turn.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. Nature had a great run.
heard this.
But it's time to give the people something different. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my album. Hope.
Stop. Okay.
Chill factor acquired.
Yeah, there was a whole lot said there, and he actually said it slow enough for me to grasp. So how far back do I want to go? I don't know, probably the full minute, if I'm honest. 30 years, he said he's been dragging his feet. Oh, I forgot. I should have written it down. Again. Take notes this
30
time.
years you've been dragging your feet, telling me I'm the reason we're stagnant.
Reason we're
30
stagnant.
years you've been claiming you're honest and promising progress.
I gotta do this bit by bit. I can't do the whole minute again. 30 years I've been dragging, or you've been dragging your feet. Interesting. He is talking to himself, isn't he? Telling me I'm the reason that we're stagnant. Okay, so I think he's talking to himself. Maybe an alter ego or something. I don't know. Oh, I hate being sick. I feel like there's a darker voice or something that's keeping him trapped in fear, doubt, and stagnation, as he mentioned earlier. I just visualize those balloons. I'm surprised that I don't see them. They're probably in that bag or something. Oh my God, hold on. Sorry. Okay. 30 years, maybe to symbolize his entire life. So far, I'm assuming he's 30 years old whenever this came out. But unfortunately, it's being defined by the anxiety and maybe the perfectionism that he's trying to achieve. Okay, I just wanted to do that real quick. Let's keep going a little bit more.
In your feet, telling me I'm the reason we're stagnant. 30 years you've been claiming you're honest and promising progress. Well, where is it at?
Okay.
I don't want you to feel like a failure.
Okay.
I know this hurts,
Okay.
but I gave you your chance to deliver. Now it's my turn.
I don't want you to feel like a failure. I know it hurts, but I gave you a chance to deliver. Now it's my turn. Okay. An emotional, perhaps, handover of control, I would say. I feel like NF is trying to separate himself from his past self. Nate, perhaps? The version that ruled by trauma, that was ruled by trauma. There's some insecurity in there as well. And now he's taking the reins as hope. You know, it's kind of this embodiment of healing and growth. That's what I got from that. Maybe let's keep going a little bit more, and then we got to listen a little bit.
I know this hurts, but I gave you your chance to deliver. Now it's my turn.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. Nature had a great run, but it's time to give the people something different.
Give him something different.
So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my album.
Hope. That was really, really cool. I like how he did the my album. All these different versions of himself, maybe. I don't know. It could be sort of like a meta moment where NF is sort of attempting to break the fourth wall here, acknowledging that this transformation, it's not only personal, but it's musical. It's my album. I want to introduce you to my album. It's a new creative era that we're approaching, maybe. I'm not sure. That's just the gist. I need to hear more though. So, my album. Here we go.
My album. Hope. What's my
Oh my
definition
God.
of success?
The strings!
Listening to what your heart says.
Listen to the lyrics!
Standing up for what you know is right while everybody else is. Tucking the toe between their legs. What's my definition of success? Creating something no one else can. Being brave enough to dream big. Grinding when you're told to just quit. Giving more when you got nothing left.
What's my definition of success? Listen to what your heart says. I was trying to hear the words, but then those strings came in, so I got slightly distracted by the instrumentation there. I love the strings, but you know, he's kind of shifting into reflection a little bit. Maybe even redefinition, maybe, I'm not sure, but he's basically outlining his involved, I don't know, there's courage, there's authenticity, there's resilience, there's, I don't know, maybe it's the resilience over the fame or validation. I'm not sure, but regardless, this is getting intense. Let's hear a little bit more. It's so much easier for me to break it down little by little instead of letting it play for so long and then I lose track. But
creating something no one else can. Being brave enough to dream big. Grinding when you're told to just quit. Giving more when you got nothing left. It's a person that'll take a chance on something they were told could never happen. It's a person that can see the bright side through the
Background
dark times
vocals.
when there ain't one. It's when someone who ain't never had nothing ain't afraid to walk away from more profit because they rather do something that they really love and take the pay cut. It's a person that would never waver or change who they are just to try and gain some credibility so they can feel accepted by a stranger. It's a person that can take the failures in their life and turn them into motivation. It's believing in yourself when no one else does. It's amazing what a little bit of faith can do if you
oh my gosh, he is just talking to all of these different past versions of himself, all these Nates from the past, maybe. And it's so interesting just watching him interact with himself. It is incredible. I really want to go back because he said a whole lot of stuff, but I was a little distracted by the visuals. It's one of three things that distracts me: lyrics, visuals, and instrumentation. They're all always 10 out of 10 when it comes to enough. But I digress because I need to. Oh, I don't know. How far back? I don't
creating
know.
something no one else can. Being brave enough to dream big. Grinding when you're told to just quit. Giving more when you got nothing left. It's a person that'll take a chance on something they were told could never happen. It's a person that can see the bright side through the dark times when there ain't one. It's when someone who ain't never had nothing ain't afraid to walk away from more profit because they rather do something that they really love and take the pay cut. It's a person that would never waver or change who they are just to try and gain some credibility so they can feel accepted by a stranger. It's a person that can take the failures in their life and turn them into motivation. It's believing in yourself
That
when
way?
no one
Yeah,
else does.
that
It's
way.
amazing what a little bit of faith can do if you don't even believe in you. Why would you think or expect anybody else that's around you to? I done did things that I regret. I done said things I can't take back. Was a lost soul at a crossroad who had no hope, but I changed that. I spent years of my life holding on to things I never should have kept, full of hatred. Years of my life carrying a lot of baggage that I should have walked away from. Years of my life wishing I was someone different, looking.
All these Nates in black are antagonizing the Nate in white here, who's supposed to be symbolizing letting go of all those burdens, right? All the Nates in black still have the black balloons following him, maybe, and they're all just antagonizing him. It's crazy to watch. So I did pay attention more to the visuals and I did the lyrics that last minute, but that's okay. That's okay. I can't do all three at once on the first go. But this is incredible to see so far. Let's go a little bit back.
Think or expect anybody else that's around you to. I done did things that I regret. I done said things I can't take back. Was a lost soul at a crossroad who had no hope, but I changed that. I spent years of my life holding on to things I never should have kept, full of hatred. Years of my life carrying a lot of baggage that I should have walked away from. Years of my life wishing I was someone different, looking for some validation.
Wow, the strings.
Years of my life trying to fill a void, pretending I was in. They get it.
Rude! So cool, though. That is so cool, though. I know that song.
necessary evil.
Oh
difficult
my
to go through, you're
gosh,
stuck in the
I can't. So he's back. He fell through the beach into what I assume is the mansion, and he's hearing his old songs that I recognize because I have already reacted to them. It's been a minute though. Um, and then they just abruptly cut back to where we are now. Hope. This, I just got chills.
Chill factor
That was
acquired.
incredible. I have to see it again. I just want to see him fall through. And then we go on to where we were.
life, trying to fill a void, pretending I was in. They get it.
Love it. There's your map. Find hope yet? Cut back.
Pain's a necessary evil, difficult to go through, yes, but beneficial. Some would say having a mental breakdown is a negative thing, which on one hand I agree, but on the other hand, it was the push I needed to get help and start the healing process. See, if I'd never hit rock bottom, would I be the person that I am today?
Don't want to go in that
I'm
room.
a prime example of what happens when you choose to not accept defeat and face your demons. Took me 30 years to realize that if you want to get the opportunity,
He has
to
the
be the greatest
keys.
version of yourself, sometimes you gotta be someone
not
you're to
leaving.
hear the voice of reason.
Past
Having kids
videos.
will make you really take a step back and look in the mirror. At least for me, that's what it did.
What now?
Wake up every day and pick my son up, hold him in my arms and let him know he's loved. Standing by the window, questioning if that is
piano.
ever going to show up. Isn't something he's gonna have to worry about. Don't get it twisted, that was in a shot. Mama, I forgive you, I just don't want him to grow up thinking that he'll never be enough. 30 years of running, 30 years of
No,
searching,
no, no,
30
no, no,
years.
no, no, no. Wait. I feel like that was important. Let me go back because I got distracted by the visuals there. We're seeing past glimpses of previous videos, and I was distracted by the visuals, and I just heard something about mama, and I don't want to miss that. So let me go back. Jeez. I went back 30. Let's go.
I don't believe so. I'm a prime example of what happens when you choose to not accept defeat and face your demons. Took me 30 years to realize that if you want to get the opportunity to be the greatest version of yourself, sometimes you gotta be someone you're not to hear the voice of reason. Having kids will make you really take a step back and look in the mirror. At least for me, that's what it did.
Having kids will make you really take a step back and look in the mirror. That's interesting. I didn't realize how we're going through this, how we're progressing through all of these songs, that he's a dad now by this point. Having kids now will make you really take a step back and look in the mirror. So, I think becoming a father really does ground you, and it gives healing, a purpose. He doesn't want his son to inherit any of his emotional struggles, and that's really sweet. It's really something that only a parent can sympathize with. Uh being a father changes you. It does. Okay, let's keep going.
In the mirror, at least for me, that's what it did.
At least for me, that's what. Okay.
Wake up every day and pick my son up, hold him in my arms and let him know he's loved. Standing by the window, questioning if that is ever going to show up. Isn't something he's gonna have to worry about. Don't get it twisted, that was in a shot. Mama, I forgive you, I just don't want him to grow up thinking that he'll never be enough. 30 years of running.
That's what I needed to listen to. I got distracted by the piano. Obviously, I love piano. But he says, Mom, I forgive you. I just don't want my son growing up thinking that he'll never be enough, which is, it's sad. He's extending his forgiveness to his mother, kind of breaking this generational chain of pain, because we know what happens, or what happened with his mom. The tone here, it's compassionate, not so much resentful. Like when I heard it, I just kind of clutched my heart. It didn't come off. It didn't come off resentful for me, and that alone is a huge milestone, emotional milestone for his discography, because we know how much we know how he felt about his mom in the past, right? So to hear this compassion, it chokes me up a little bit. It's really, really sweet. I needed to hear that line about mama. I forgive you. Oh, okay. But let's go a little bit more.
Questioning if that is ever going to show up. Isn't something he's gonna have to worry about. Don't get it twisted, that was in the shop. Mama, I forgive you, I just don't want him to grow up thinking that he'll never be enough. 30 years of running, 30 years of searching, 30 years of hurting, 30 years of pain, 30 years of fearful, 30 years of anger, 30 years of empty, 30 years of shame, 30 years of broken, 30 years of anguish, 30 years of hopeless, 30 years of 30 years of never, 30 years of maybe, 30 years of later, 30 years of fate, 30 years of...
Stop. I can't handle it. I can't handle it. 30 years of this, 30 years of that. I think I heard running, searching, pain, 30 years of this, 30, 30, 30, 30. This sort of rapid fire list. What is it? I describe it almost as like life, I don't know, inventory. It's just defined by avoidance, by shame, by self-sabotage even. It's each line, it's like I'm picturing an onion. You're just kind of peeling back each layer of what his fear had controlled in the past. And it's I am rambling. Let me hear a little bit more.
Of 30 years of running, 30 years of searching, 30 years of hurting, 30 years of pain, 30 years of fearful, 30 years of anger, 30 years of empty, 30 years of shame, 30 years of broken, 30 years of anguish, 30 years of hopeless, 30 years of 30 years of never, 30 years of maybe, 30 years of later, 30 years of fate, 30 years of hollow, 30 years of sorrow, 30 years of darkness, 30 years of hate, 30 years of baggage, 30 years of sadness, 30 years of stagnant, 30 years of change, 30 years of patience, 30 years of suffering, 30 years of torment, 30 years of 30 years of bitter, 30 years of lonely, 30 years of pushing everyone away. You'll never revolve. I know I can change. We are not enough. We are not the same. You don't have the heart. You don't have the
Oh my gosh.
You don't have the faith. You'll never be loved. You'll never be safe. Might as well give up. Not running away. You don't have the guts. You're the one afraid. I'm the one in charge. I'm taking up. I'm taking up. Reigns.
Chill factor acquired.
Okay. I was listening to 30 years of what, and just everything that he was mentioning there was incredible. He ends it with, I know I can change. I'm taking back the reins. That was quite the cinematic climax of the song, right? I feel like he finally overcomes fear because you see him slowly starting to turn black again, but he doesn't, right? No, he stays. Oh, okay. The line where he says, I'm taking the reins is quite symbolic, in my opinion. He's no longer a passenger in his own story. He's taking the reins. That's incredible. All of these voices that he was just hearing, they're interrupting him. Almost like it's a representation of fear, like arguing back, trying to reassert that dominance. We saw the smile come back. We saw him starting to regress, turning black again. The internal conflict was real there. It was escalating. It was a battle for identity, for who's who's the man, who's gonna. I gotta see it again. Because I was listening and now I want to just look. Last 45 or so.
Searching 30 years of hurting, 30 years of pain, 30 years of fearful, 30 years of anger, 30 years of empty, 30 years of shame, 30 years of broken, 30 years of anguish, 30 years of hopeless, 30 years of 30 years of never, 30 years of maybe, 30 years of later, 30 years of fate, 30 years of hollow, 30 years of sorrow, 30 years of darkness, 30 years of 30 years of baggage, 30 years of sadness, 30 years of stagnant, 30 years of change, 30 years of patience, 30 years of suffering, 30 years of torment, 30 years of bitter, 30 years of lonely, 30 years of pushing everyone away. You'll never revolve. I know I can change. We are not enough. We are not the same. You don't have the heart. You don't have the strength. You don't have the will. You don't have the faith. You'll never be loved. You'll never be safe. Might as well give up. Not running away. You don't have the guts. You're the one afraid. I'm the one in charge. I'm taking up. I'm taking up.
Reigns. Oh my gosh. That was even better. I got more chills even the second time watching that. Oh, that outro. The music is just it's just swelling with these cuts that have this incredible cinematic weight to them. It's not this neat, perfect resolution. There's still a powerful sense of self-command. And I finally found it. He found the hope. He got the map. He found the hope that he was looking for, but it's still not quite, it's not perfect. You know, it's the journey isn't over yet. I can safely assume that for the first time, he's leading it. He's taking the reins. He's found hope. I can't wait to watch this again. Oh, this is a really long video. Should we watch it again? Maybe we won't. This is really long, but incredible. I'm doing it. I'm watching it again. Patreon, we're going to have fun watching this all the way through nonstop. YouTube, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry. But I will see you in 5 seconds for the final review. Here we go. Rains, you're the one that's afraid. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe the amount of chills I have. Oh, that was incredible. And it flew by. That was a 5-minute video. It felt like one. It flew by. Look, there was... Summary. This was definitely, to me, a manifesto of his transformation. Okay, it's the transformation, maybe a confrontation between his former selves, the former past versions of him where he's just completely fear-driven, and I don't know, it's just his he finds hope, and that is incredible to me. I feel like this song quite literally chronicles like 30 years of his pain and the rebirth, maybe. It's like, the song isn't necessarily, in my opinion, about erasing darkness. I'm not sure if that's the best way of putting it, but he's learning to guide it. It's not just, okay, I'm over it. No, he's learning to control it. By the end of the video, NF is claiming ownership of his story, of his art, of his healing. And he's declaring that he's finally in control of the reins. You're the one running away. I'm not running. I'm in charge. It was incredible. Not to mention, throughout the video, there were so many Easter eggs. And I'm trying to remember which songs exactly. I thought I saw Mansion, obviously. I thought I saw Perception. I thought I saw Lost. I thought I saw so many different videos in this one video for Hope. And I love that. I love the way it all connects. It was incredible. The instrumentation, the strings, shut up. The piano, oh my gosh. I loved it. I loved the internal conflict he was having with the different voices throughout the song. My album, my album, my album. And just the end, just overcoming that or controlling it. It was incredible. But this video is long enough, guys. I feel like I could sit here and ramble. Is there any other notes I took? It was incredible. I can't wait for more. There's more coming because I have to do a few more before the 14th. So stick around, guys. Thank you very, very much for this request. Randy, Yulita, thank you very, very much. You guys for watching. If you enjoyed this reaction, like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to check out the Patreon link as well as the Discord link in the description below. And I will see you next time. Bye.